Hi, welcome to Life Lessons in Bon Jovi songs. We're in the second album, the Fahrenheit album, and we're at a song called Silent Night. And this is really a song that has both fans as well as people who do not care for it. So one of the people who doesn't care for it is a blogger, and I actually use some of his blogs for this series. He's called Destroyer of Harmony, and he has a very interesting blog. And one of the stories on his blog is that he ruined the Fahrenheit tape. So he had a cassette tape, and it's very funny because he says like, this was a risk for tape owners or cassette tape owners. And that was really true. In the 80s we had these cassette tapes, but if you played them very often, they would get stuck in the machine. So they were, you had to throw them out. And we usually solved that by copying. So we had these blank tapes, and you could copy from another tape or from a record onto your new tape. And so we had like an illegal copy of those tapes. So that happened to him, to his Fahrenheit cassette, and so he copied the album, but he copied it without Silent Night. So the Story of Harmony, I will look it up if I can find the page where he has this story. He has a lot of great blogs, but this was just like a little paragraph. So that was someone who didn't care, at least not for the Silent Night album version, but the album version and the live version are really two completely different things. And I think that the other blog that website that I very often use for this series, in fact it's like a standard link in the description box, is the blog where there are 335 Bon Jovi songs ranked. Because Silent Night is like, I thought 46 or something. I think it's the highest ranked songs from the first two albums or something. 54. Yeah, I'm like, I haven't really. Oh no, Always Run. Oh. I kind of spoiled the surprise. Anyway, Always Run to You is even higher off. So Always Run to You from the Fahrenheit album is even higher up than Silent Night. But Silent Night is at number 54 in this ranking of the Bon Jovi songs. So that's another blog. So 54 from like over 300 songs, all the songs that this blogger could find, or that this writer could find. Then that is someone who is, does care a lot about Silent Night, because he put it in his top 100 of best Bon Jovi songs at number 54, so halfway from all the 300 plus songs that he could find. So but he specifically talks about how Silent Night was really didn't really shine until it was included in the Slippery When Wet tour. So this was actually a tour that was for the album that came after the Fahrenheit album, and then they just took this Silent Night from their Fahrenheit album and they really made it shine in the midst of their concert. So in the concert, John Bon Jovi, in his alter ego of Captain Kit, flies to the middle of the audience, and there's a rise there, and there he sings. So in let's just say the second half of this tour, it became Never Say Goodbye that he sang there. So that was obviously the ballad from Slippery When Wet. But in the first part of the Slippery When Wet tour, it was actually Silent Night, and they kind of like stretched Silent Night until it was almost a 10-minute song. It is extremely slow. Initially, I thought there was something wrong with my YouTube, or with like the, something wrong with the recording. And then I, tried another version of Silent Night, and it was equally slow. So these versions of Silent Night are really long. They have a lot of extra lyrics in the song that's called ad-libs. So it's when the singer includes things that are not on the record. So it has a lot of ad-libs, and I will dive into it again and see which recording, preferably with video of course, can really illustrate what the writer, the blogger that made this blog and that put Silent Night so high up, that can illustrate why it charmed him so much, why he loved it so much, why he put it so high up in his ranking of Bon Jovi songs. So all I have for you now is how he describes it, how he describes how Silent Night really became this gem of a performance in the Slippery When Wet tour. Let's just see. These concerts find that the band stretching this song to the furthest reaches possible, as if it was a full-on confessional. Swirling ad-libs are matched only by the band's triumphant performance for every second of what became a 10-minute expulsion of words. So this is the review of Silent Night, a live version, and why this blogger, writer, ranked it so high up, number 54 in I don't know, I'm just gonna like 334 Bon Jovi songs ranked. So the blogger Destroyer of Harmony, who just had to, make a decision about if he wanted to copy his destroyed tape, if he wanted to copy Silent Night, and he was like, no, I don't really care for it. Those are two totally different versions. I mean, maybe the Destroyer of Harmony doesn't care about the live version either, but it's my intuition that I think like these are really two totally different things. So that you don't like the song on the album, or that you don't really think it's very good, doesn't mean that you don't like this epic performance, 10-minute performance that it became in the Slippery When Wet tour. And this really kind of brings us to the live lesson, because of course the live lesson is so incredibly powerful, because it says that it's something, I think there are two things that just shoot to mind right now. One is, it isn't over until it's over. So don't quit because you're like, oh, I'm not liking it, it's not working. I heard someone didn't even bother to copy my song when the tape was destroyed. And now I feel I'm no longer motivated to pursue my rock star career. It's so you can always improve on what you have. It's not over until it's over. Even if you have the thing recorded on your official album, it doesn't mean that it's over. You can always keep developing it. And then this brings me to the second life lesson here, and that is that everything that you give attention, attention will make everything more beautiful, or it will, well, not more beautiful, it really depends on what you're looking for. So if you give a lot of attention to, you know, what they say, if you give a lot of attention to your problems, they will become bigger. But if you give a lot of attention to something that you really love, it will be you know, magnified and embellished, and it will become prettier, and before you know it, it becomes like the 10-minute centerpiece of your concert, like the maybe even the most, you know, the favorite part for a lot of people of your work. So it's those are two really powerful songs, or not songs. Those are two real powerful wisdoms to take from this song. You can always, regardless of, or even after you have hit publish, if you're a blogger, or after your record company has released the thing, you can always take it back and create something new from it. And the other thing is that everything that you really put your heart and soul in will become more beautiful. It, you know, will become yeah, something way larger than what it was before you really, you know, made it the center of your attention, and made it even, you know, prettier and more shiny and sparkly, it sparkles than it was. So that was it for today. The Silent Night video, and tomorrow we're going to Tokyo Road, and that is actually I think that's well, it's not everybody's favorite, but it is definitely one of the favorites of this album for a lot of people, and yeah, great song. So see you in the next video, Tokyo Road. Bye.